At 8,660 feet below the surface of the South Atlantic, the ocean isn't just water anymore. It's a physical weight. At this depth, the pressure is over 3,800 pounds per square inch. To visualize that, imagine the weight of an entire fleet of semi-trucks stacked directly on your chest. In this environment, physics starts to break. Anything hollow, anything fragile, anything containing even a tiny pocket of air should be pulverized into dust in less than a second.
Many of the animals here can endure for years without a meal. To the animals of the deep sea floor, there is only the silt below and the void above.
But in December 2025, during what was supposed to be a routine mapping mission off the coast of Argentina, the lights of a deep-sea ROV hit something that, by every law of science, should not exist. A VHS tape. Half buried in the prehistoric muck, perfectly preserved, resting in total, absolute darkness for what looks like decades. This wasn't just out of place, it was a glitch in reality. How did a piece of 1990s plastic survive a descent that would crumple a modern military submarine? And why, when the high-def camera zoomed in, did they find handwritten Korean characters on the spine? This isn't just ocean trash. This is a 30-year-old mystery that was never meant to be found. The discovery happened just a few months ago in December 2025 in the Mar del Plata Canyon. It's a massive, jagged scar on the ocean floor, a place so deep and so vertical that most of it has never been touched by human light. An international team of marine biologists was conducting a 4K live stream of the canyon's depths, looking for ancient coral. Instead, they found a ghost from the 20th century. When the object first appeared on the monitors, the control room on the surface ship reportedly went dead silent. One technician thought it was a strangely rectangular rock, until the ROV's mechanical arm cleared the silt. It was a standard T120 VHS cassette. The internet immediately exploded. For the last 2 months, skeptics have called it a hoax, a PR stunt for a horror movie. But as we sit here in February 2026, the scientific community has confirmed the unthinkable. The tape is real. It is a physical artifact. But that confirmation only made things worse. This specific spot is over 100 miles from the nearest coastline. It's not just deep, it's isolated. For a tape to end up here, it didn't just fall off a boat. It had to survive a journey that defies everything we know about the abyss. Here is why your brain should be screaming fake. A VHS tape is essentially a hollow plastic box. Inside, there are small pockets of air. When you take an object full of air down into the deep ocean, the water wants to occupy that space. It pushes from the outside with the force of a hydraulic press. Think about a soda can. If you squeeze an empty one in your hand, it crumbles. Now imagine that same soda can at 8,000 feet. The ocean doesn't just squeeze it, it implodes it. Most plastic objects become a cloud of confetti long before they hit the 1 mile mark. But the abyssal tape stayed perfectly intact. Experts now have a theory that is even weirder than the discovery itself. They believe the tape must have had a microscopic crack the moment it hit the surface. As it sank, salt water slowly leaked into the casing. By filling up with water, the pressure inside the tape became equal to the pressure outside. It didn't implode because there was no air left to crush. But even if the plastic survived, what about the film inside? The ocean is usually a corrosive acid to magnetic tape. The chemicals should have eaten the footage years ago. Yet, researchers say it landed in a hypoxic dead zone, a pocket of water with almost zero oxygen. Without oxygen, the process of decay stopped. The tape was effectively locked in a time capsule at the bottom of the world. The mystery took a dark turn when high-resolution imaging finally decoded the label. The characters were Korean, translated loosely as Observational Log 04. The South Atlantic is a hotspot for South Korean fishing vessels, which leads to the most logical theory. A sailor in the 90s recorded a home video and threw it overboard. But maritime investigators aren't buying it. The Mar del Plata Canyon is notorious for its abyssal currents. If you drop a piece of plastic from a ship, the currents carry it miles away from where it started. To land exactly on this tiny, protected silt ledge at nearly 9,000 feet, the tape would have had to be placed there, or dropped with the precision of a GPS-guided drone. Is it a coincidence that this tape was found in a canyon famous for unidentified acoustic phenomena? For decades, sonar in this area has picked up sounds that don't match any known whale or submarine. Some theorists believe the tape wasn't lost. It was dumped as a record. Or, perhaps, it was a message intended for whatever is living in that canyon. Since the start of February 2026, rumors have begun to circulate that the expedition didn't just photograph the tape, they recovered it. Official reports from the Buenos Aires laboratory have become strangely vague. They've spent the last 2 weeks talking about the 28 new species of deep-sea jellyfish they found, but they've gone completely silent about the cassette. Why the sudden blackout? If that tape was sitting in a dead zone, the magnetic data is likely still there. But playing it is a death sentence for the footage. The second that tape is exposed to oxygen and room temperature, the brittle film could disintegrate into dust. To see what's on it, they would have to play it inside a pressurized, liquid-submerged deck. Technology so specialized, it barely exists. The rumor mill, citing leaked memos from the lab, suggests the first few frames have already been scanned. They don't show a movie. They show grainy, blue-hued footage of something moving in the water. Something that doesn't have a skeleton. Something that looks like it's looking back at the camera. And then, the footage cuts to a room with no windows. A room that shouldn't exist 2 miles under the sea. But here is the detail that the Buenos Aires lab hasn't shared with the public. And it might be the most disturbing part of the entire 2025 mission. Reliable sources within the expedition claim that exactly 48 hours after the ROV retrieved the tape from the silt ledge in December, the sensors in the Mar del Plata Canyon picked up something new. For 30 years, that spot had been silent. But with the tape gone, the Abyssal Acoustic Phenomena didn't just stop, it changed. Hydrophones in the area recorded a rhythmic, mechanical pulsing coming from the exact coordinates where the tape had been resting. It wasn't a whale. It wasn't a tectonic shift. Analysts say the frequency matches the magnetic hum of a running VHS player. It's as if the canyon was reacting to the removal of the log. As if the tape wasn't just sitting there, it was functioning as part of a larger system. Some theorists are now asking a terrifying question. If the tape was log 04, where are the first 3? And more importantly, what happens now that we've interrupted the recording? We live in an age where we think everything is mapped. We have satellites that can read a license plate from orbit, yet we have a 1990s relic sitting 2 miles down that we can't explain. The Abyssal Tape has become a symbol of Schrödinger's media. As long as it remains unplayed, it represents every nightmare and every wonder we imagine about the deep. It's a bridge between our analog past and a biological world that is millions of years old. As we move through 2026, the pressure on the Argentine government to release the abyssal logs is growing. Was it just a forgotten home movie? Or is it evidence of something in the canyon that defies explanation? What do you think? If you were the scientist holding that tape, would you risk destroying it just to see the first 10 seconds? Or are some things better left in the dark? Let me know your theories in the comments. I'm reading all of them. And if you want to stay updated on the mysteries of the deep that the mainstream media is too afraid to cover, hit that subscribe button. The ocean is deep, but the truth is deeper.